Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while since I've made a video on this channel, and that is because I was in the hospital and I've been sick. It's nothing like super serious, but I will say take care of yourselves, guys. Make sure that when you get sick, you're taking the proper medicines and precautions for your body. Just make sure you're taking care of your bodies. It's the only thing that's keeping you alive, if we're being honest. With that being said, I also want to announce that going forward, there's going to be a fundraiser on every single Casper video for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. With that being said, there's no pressure for you guys to donate anything to it, but it is going to be on every single video. So if you guys want to help bring awareness to suicide prevention, you can go and see the details down below. Other than that, let's get right into the video. I've been recently thinking a lot about the Suicide Squad game and the Arkham universe and how we kind of fell off the rails a little bit with Suicide Squad. And it's time to get back to what is so important. That's Batman content. Now, I know a lot of people might feel like Batman is kind of overdone, so I think this is the perfect time to branch out of the Batman kind of world, but also keep it in the Batman world at the same time. I know that seems contradictory, but I mean, like, do Batman themed things, especially in the Arkham games, but without Batman specifically, except for one of the characters that I'll talk about. So the main thing I want to talk about in this video is who should be Batman's successor and the main character of the next Arkham game. I have a couple of different people I think would work perfectly, and a lot of things that the fans have been saying online that I agree with, and I think we should just jump right into it, starting off with Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond. This could be called Batman Arkham Beyond or Batman Beyond Arkham. Either one, both sound pretty cool. But I think that this would have been the most natural progression, I think, for the series, because obviously we could get the reveal that Bruce didn't actually die, as we saw in the after credit anyway, but this would be confirmation that, the character of Bruce Wayne is officially gone, and Terry McGinnis eventually finds him as a much older Bruce Wayne. And then we also get to see like a futuristic Gotham City. As much as people love Gotham City in Arkham Knight, there's so much that they could do to expand on it, especially with like looking at the environments of the Batman Beyond show. Like, these skyscrapers go so high in the sky, like sometimes they go off screen, and I think building a 3D world that's so similar to that and kind of like Cyberpunk, where these skyscrapers literally feel endless at times, would be perfect, especially for a traversal aspect of the game. When I think of Batman Beyond, the main difference I think in fighting styles would be the technology, and one of those is the power of flight. Obviously, Batman glides most of the time, but Terry McGinnis actually has the ability to fly with his new advancements for the suit, and I think that would make a lot of cool stuff for traversal, especially if we were going to expand Gotham City into such a big world. If we're going to get a massive map that's even bigger than, Suicide Squad, we're definitely going to need the ability to fly, and it's definitely got to be faster than how you traverse around in Suicide Squad, because that game is a little bit slow for the map size, in my opinion. But there's so many different villains that they could bring in, like Blight, or I can't remember the twin girls. That would be really cool. I really don't think that they should do a Return of the Joker storyline. I think if they did Joker again in an Arkham game, people would be kind of annoyed. I know some people were even annoyed that Joker was a part of Arkham Knight's story, so I think that they should leave him out of a Batman Beyond video game. With that being said, there's so many like cool storytelling parts that they could do and give to Bruce's character being a much older Batman and being so drained. I know at Arkham Knight, it really felt like he got rid of a lot of the big threats in Gotham. They are gone, and he's kind of just picking off these, last remaining few people who think they can still do whatever they want, but they're not like on Joker or Two-Face or Penguin levels of threats. But in the Batman Beyond universe, like, Bruce is tired, bro. Like, he's old and he needs to find his successor. And I think Terry McGinnis is a great character that deserves more light anyway. So I think it would be a natural progression for the Arkham series. And I could see Rocksteady really pushing the limits of what we can do in video games now, like they always have. Other than that, if they wanted to stay in the same, like generation, I think the obvious next candidate would be Nightwing. And what's so unique about Nightwing is that he has similar morals to Batman on like good and evil, but he's definitely more kind than Batman is, and he's very different when it comes to how he expresses his heroicism, and that's something that Batman was trying to do as he raised him and made him into the superhero that he is. And personally, I think Nightwing would be the best for this candidate, but I'm a super big Teen Titans fan, so I'm very, very biased. And I think one thing that would be really cool is exploring the Gotham area, especially after, you know, Bruce fakes his death and everything. And I think that there could be a lot of story elements on whether or not he wants to take over the mantle as Batman. You know, does he want to take over that name, that responsibility, or does he want to stay as Nightwing, the hero that he has created and stuff like that? I think that there's a lot that they could do with that. Maybe for part of the game you play as Dick Grayson dressed as Batman, and then part of it, you know, I think eventually he decides he doesn't want to be Batman. He wants to be Nightwing because he sees it as a different hero that brings a different message to the people he's trying to save. I also think that there's a lot that they could expand on with his arsenal. I think they did an okay job with expanding his movement and everything in Gotham Knights. I think they did a great job there. If they could take certain aspects of that gameplay and bring it over, but again, it's got to be quick. It's got to be very, very smooth, I think, as well. Like, it's got to be like Spider-Man 2 smooth, because Nightwing is a very elegant character. He comes from, you know, the acrobatic world. He should be a very smooth character to play as. With this also is another reason I don't think that Terry McGinnis as a game would make as much sense, because when you look at content wise, I'm still in that headspace. Arkham Knight had DLC characters such as Nightwing, Robin, they had Harley Quinn, Batgirl, and Red Hood all playable in the game. But if we did a Batman Beyond game, you know, there's not very many characters that they could, like, there's not like Robins and Nightwings that we could play. I mean, they could probably make it work, but it's not the same. But if they did Nightwing as our main candidate, you could still bring in, you know, Robin. You could bring in maybe another villain, like if Deathstroke wants to be in the game as a villain as well. But I really think it'd be cool if they brought in the Teen Titans throughout the story, not necessarily making it a Teen Titans game, but maybe they're just kind of side characters similar to Robin and Batgirl in Arkham Knight that you can eventually play as in challenge maps and stealth maps. I think that that'd be really cool, having the ability to play as Starfire and Beast Boy and Cyborg and Raven within this game. That's my main Teen Titans team. I mean, if they wanted to do Aqualad, I fuck with Aqualad too, but that is, you know, something I would love to see. But again, that's a lot. That seems like a lot to ask for an Arkham game, especially if it's like, you know, just a Nightwing title. I don't know if they'd call it, you know, Nightwing Arkham whatever, or like Batman Arkham Nightwing. I don't even know how. Arkham Successor maybe, I don't know. I think that they should just title the game Nightwing anyway. But our third candidate here, and one that I see a lot of fans talk about, is obviously Red Hood. Everyone loves Jason Todd. Jason Todd fans are like notorious for being super fanboys and girls of the character, and for good reason. He's a very unique character, and he has a great story that's very intertwined with the Arkham universe, especially with Arkham Knight, and seeing his redemption is such a great aspect of his character. I think that they would call it like Red Hood Arkham Outlaws or something like that if they were going to make the game. I think that that sounds the best. I think that that would be so much fun to play as Red Hood, and being able to go all out and actually like kill is one of my favorite parts of playing as Red Hood or Arkham Knight in the game Arkham Knight. When you're playing as Red Hood, you feel the power of every single bullet. It's insane. Like the vibe feels so different than when you're playing as one of the other Bat family members. It's a lot of fun. I think that they could do a lot of stuff story-wise with him, and his moral compass, and whether or not he wants to continue the killing path, or if he wants to change his morals into something like Batman's, especially after Batman's death or something like that. They could also, if they wanted to, I know that a lot of fans want them to do this, but I don't see Rocksteady doing this, is Red Hood going to kill the Suicide Squad because they killed Batman, specifically Harley Quinn. I think it would be okay if Red Hood killed Harley Quinn. Personally, I wasn't a fan of Harley Quinn being the ending to Batman's, story. I don't really think that that was the right character for that, especially since Harley Quinn in every other Arkham game is pretty like one note. Like, she's pretty two-dimensional. She doesn't have a lot of the, Harley Quinn growth that is in the recent comic books, in the cartoon. That Harley Quinn, growth and everything with Joker being abusive and everything, that's not really present in the Arkham series. She really, really loves Joker, and it's like, it's kind of two-dimensional, and it kind of was not the best way to take out Batman, in my opinion. That being said, if Red Hood wants to put an end to Harley Quinn, I'm okay with it. Tara Strong can get a break from the character for once, but I think that there's a lot that they could still do with Red Hood, especially when talking about his moral compass, and they could bring out some of the outlaw characters, and that could be an outlet for DLC gameplay as well, for adding other characters to play as, because as much as I can talk about story and internal gameplay, I think a big part of these games, for the Arkham games, in my opinion, was once you beat the story, what do you do now? Well, you do challenge maps and you try and beat your score and everything. At least that's what I did. And being able to play as all these different characters as DLC is one aspect of the game that I really love, and it brings a lot of replayability. As for like DLC for these games, I'd have to put that in a whole nother video. So if you guys want to see another like more in-depth video on each character, like if you want me to really go in-depth for a Batman Beyond Arkham or a Nightwing Arkham game or a Red Hood Arkham Outlaws, if you want me to make individual videos for that, let me know down below in the comments. Other than that, I want to hear what you guys think about these ideas. What other ideas do you guys have for a successor to the Arkham franchise? Obviously, Suicide Squad is probably not going to get a second game, looking at the reviews and everything. So if they want to go back to the Arkham series, I want to know what you guys want to see. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, make sure to subscribe if you guys are new. Check out the fundraiser down below for suicide prevention. Have fun, be respectful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.